Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome back. My name is Stuart, and this is the channel Stuarts and Stitches. Today is the 3rd of August 2025, and this is Flosstube number 35. Number 35 already, nearly a year. I'll need to check back, but I think it was August last year I started doing this. I was doing it fortnightly, thinking, what am I going to say? I won't have enough to say. I mean, fortnightly will be a struggle. Here we are, regular about 50 minutes every week. Who'd have thought? Or who'd have thunk? Love that phrase, who'd have thunk. Anyway, welcome back everybody. Sunday morning again. It's a dreich Sunday here in the Central Belt. We had rain overnight. A lovely, lovely day yesterday. But we had rain overnight. It's looking very damp out there. We'll see how the day progresses. And we've got a summer storm heading our way tomorrow. Storm Floris. So, batten down the hatches. I say batten down the hatches. I think the winds are only about 50 or 60 miles per hour gusts. So it's not bad. It's just a windy day, as we used to say. But now everybody gets a bit panicky and thinks, oh, it's a storm. It's just wind. It's not like we're in Central America where you get your 100 and 120 mile gusts and God only knows what else happens out there. So tomorrow will be windy. There might be the odd trampoline sailing through the gardens. We'll see. And then I suppose after that it just perks up again after that. But hey ho. Right, enough weather chat. You can tell I'm a Brit, a Scot. We just love the weather. So, to all of you who have returned again for another dose of Stuart's ramblings and musings, welcome back. Thank you for joining me on this. To my new subscribers, and we're still getting a wee uptick, which is fantastic. I have hopes and aspirations of hitting 5,000 by the end of the year. We'll see if that happens, who knows. Anyway, to those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for subscribing and enjoying what I'm sharing with you. It's always good to have new people. And to those who have just stumbled across me, oh, who are you? Welcome to the rabbit's hole that's known as my stitching, my stash, my bags, my whips, you name it, I've got it just about. That's a scary thought. However, welcome. If you do like what I'm sharing, please do subscribe. Do give me a thumbs up. Think about subscribing, hitting the ring the bell button and all that good stuff. I generally post on a weekly basis on a Sunday. Occasionally a Saturday if life gets in the way and we're doing something, but that's not very often. Normally on a Sunday morning, Carol's still snoring and I'm the only one up and moving about. What else is there? Comments. Oh yes, comments. Oh, comments. Loving the comments. Still so many comments coming through. It's great. I do enjoy them. Do enjoy reading them and take time to comment back to you. Like, you know, I've seen it and we can have a wee bit of a chit chat. So thank you for that. As always, please do share what you're working on. So I keep looking down, just looking at my notes. Camera's in front of me, Stuart. Just keep looking there. Yes, please do keep sharing your comments with me. I enjoy that engagement with this community and this little channel we've built up between us. So thank you for that. As always, please do tell me what you're working on, and whether it be diamond painting, stitching, knitting, crocheting, whatever. All crafting is good. And if you want to get in touch with me apart from through the comments, there's always Instagram and email. Instagram is Stuarts and Stitches and email stuartsandstitches@gmail.com. I'll link both of those in the description box below to make life easy for everybody. So today, what are we going to talk about? We'll do a wee bit of whips. Some haul. Yes, I can see it. Suddenly I thought I haven't hauled the haul out, but I can see it in my trolley. A couple of things off the shelf of surprises, and also maybe a couple of charts to share and show you. Some upcoming plans, and I think that's probably all the stitching stuff. One kind viewer suggested maybe doing a bag fabric haul at the end of the video, so I'm going to do that today. So I'll show you some fabrics I have for making bags. If that's not your bag, as they say. See what I did there? Then after the plans, that's all the stitching stuff, and you can probably move on to your next set of viewing. If you're interested in bags, hang around. So I think that's the agenda for today. So shall we make a start? Are we sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin. So whips is first order of the day. Temperature stitching. Excuse me. Let's hope that's the only frog of the day. Right, temperature stitching. So, quick brief summary of my temperature stitching. numbers 0 to 9, 10 whips allocated to those numbers. The BBC weather app, whatever the high is of the day on that weather app when I look, will tell me what I'm stitching. If it's double digits, the second digit will be the answer to the question, what is Stuart stitching today? And for example, today is 19, so that's 9, which is catching rays. So a nice wee bit of full coverage today, which will be good. So I do generally about 100 stitches, or if I'm not counting, an hour worth, which roughly equates to about 100 in most of them. And it doesn't sound a lot, but boy, do you get progress. Over the months since I've been doing this, I've done this 7 months now, since the start of the year. I have a tremendous progress on these whips. I'm so pleased I started doing this. Right, so what have we got this week? These are in no order of how they came out, they're just how they're scattered at my feet here. So, first up, does that belong to that? Aye, it does. First up we've got, what's this? This is Supernatural. It's done like a napkin ring. Just I didn't have a bag to hand when I put it away the last time, so I just thought, oh, I'll roll it up and put the threads round it. It worked. So this is the Supernatural stitch along from the Witchy Stitcher. It's a companion piece to Cryptids, which Gwen released a few years ago now, and I finished this out. There's a rarity. And I had this one, the Supernatural, bought, and I never even paid much attention to it apart from doing the top band. I have now done the borders. There's a wee bit of fudging in the sides, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago, and I'm now working along the bottom. So let's show you where we're at. So first off, I'll show you what I worked on. Get the threads sorted. So this week we worked that along the bottom there. Let's bring my hand along and I can show you a wee bit. It's kind of light enough, we're alright. So I was just working along this section of the border and the wee doodads that are underneath it. Hang on, I think Amazon's about to pull up outside me. Right, and we're back. Yes, that was Amazon, an early delivery. What was it we got today? It was just garlic capsules and the glucosamine supplement for my dodgy shoulder. It's the old age. It doesn't come itself. But you see that glucosamine supplement? Magic. Since I started taking that, I've had no problem with my rotator cuff at all. My physio who told me about that, oh, magic. Magic, magic. Right, sorry, we're talking about Supernatural. So, stitching along that at the bottom there and filling in the doodads. So this has been stitched on a 32 count something. Old Mushroom from Extrude Designs, 32 count Belfast linen. And I'm using CXC threads in all the called for colours. So far it's looking like, let me just bring it back. There we go. I love that bit along the top with that font for Supernatural. Yeah. So I'll just roll that up and put the napkin ring round it again. It actually works quite well, that idea. It keeps everything together. Yeah. And that can go back down there until it's required. Right, I'm just going to pause again because I need to sort something out with the lighting. It doesn't seem to be. It seems to be doing funny things. Hang on. Let's try that and see if it stops going in and out from dark to light to having all those in between. So that was Supernatural. Next piece up is a Country Cottage Needleworks design called Love Lives Here. This is a very, very nice little design. So this week I was working along here, filling in this tree, and there's a fence and a birdie down here, so I was working on that. And how far did I get? I got quite far. I got all that finished actually. There's where we are. So working down here, finished this tree and the wee strawberries on it, and the fence and birdie. So my choices for next week is probably repeat all of that over here, and then we'll get the house in the middle, and then that'll be it finished. So this is being stitched in a piece of 32 count latte from Fibre and Up In. And it's looking really nice. I love the reds. Are the reds showing? Yes, they are. Aye, that's looking really good. I do like it. I'm saying it looks really good. I'm the one that stitched it. I have no shame. So that was Love Lives Here. And that Supernatural got 100 odd stitches. Love Lives Here came out, when did that come out? Wednesday, when it was a 20. That got 115. That was easy to count, so hence I know the number. Right, next one up is a good old favourite, Scary Sampler from Heartstring Sampler. Catherine, did yours arrive? By the way, you did mention you'd ordered this, so I know it was coming from 123 Stitch. So, right, here we go. I'm busy working down here, where I've reached the coffin. It's that time of year again for coffin to spring to mind. I'm sure it's about this time last year I was stitching Dracula, or was that after this? Was that later? That might have been later in the year actually, when I was doing the Stitching Book Club piece. And let's see what this looks like. This looks like this. So I'd kind of brought along the green here. And I decided I would start doing the coffin so that I'd know what I was filling in up with the green along here. And so here's where we are. So this black stuff, that's the kind of negative space. I've got the white skeleton to put in yet around it. And it's looking very good. I do like it. This is all Classic Colourworks and Gentle Arts, I think. Yep. No, Weeks Dye Works. Classic Colourworks and Weeks Dye Works. Nice little palette going on there. Oops. Something that's not been snipped. Oh, it's been caught. That's what's wrong. I'll sort that. I'll sort that out. Right, sorry. Muttering to myself. So that's coming on really well. I must try and make another bag like this because I have, well, as you saw in my tour of the sewing room, I've got a huge bag of scraps. So I just do a stitch and flip and then fold it over, put a zip in and make a bag. So I must try that again. That worked really well. I was very pleased with how that turned out. Right. So that was that one. And the last one to show you, which came out... Oh, there's one day what happened on Thursday? I didn't do temperature stitching on Thursday. What was I doing on Thursday? I didn't do much stitching on Thursday for some reason. And I can't remember what. Oh, I put a note in my diary. Busy-ish day. Tells me a lot, doesn't it? Anyway. So, this came out. Look at this. This is Catching Rays. So I need my tablet as well. Let me just reach to my tablet here. Conveniently sit it to the side of me. Pattern Keeper. So Catching Rays is a chart by Cross Stitch Studio. It is my biggest design. It is 1200 by 900, which is 1,080,000 stitches. Let me just say that again. 1,080,000. And it is 134 colours. And as usual, it's Betsy's charting, which is excellent. And let me just pull up the mock-up. New mock-up. There you go. Lovely, lovely design. And where that C is kind of roughly where I am, as you will see in a second. Right. Let me just sort this out so I can actually show you it without having a disaster. Right, it's in the snap because I was working on it yesterday and it's due today, so I did a wee look and I thought, alright, I'll just leave it in the snap. No point in taking it out just to put it back in. So there's where we are. So yesterday I finished this section here in this on the diagonal, and I want to get this up to here, and then that diagonal's done, and then I think I'll probably go away for a wee while. So the stats on this at the moment, scores in the doors. Who remembers Generation Game? Larry and Isla. Right, where are we? Oh, Larry Grayson and Isla Sinclair, as I recall. Right, 4,897 stitches done out of that tremendous 1,080,000. And it's at 0.45%. This has been stitched on 25 count. Yes, it is coming into focus. 1/1, full cross with CXC threads. And as you can see from the part threads, there's a whole wheen of colour changes going on there. The confetti is real in this little world. But it's a good one. I'm so pleased I restarted this. I was doing it in 32 count. And that started off, that was really good. Then it stopped being really good, didn't it? It was just too much, really too much. So that's the temperature stitching for the week. So we'll continue on that another week. The next daily piece is Saga, which I am absolutely loving. By the way, this is great fun, and it's come on so well. Right, Saga. This is a long dog sampler, which will look. Come away, right. Where are we? Saga. There we are. View mock-up. So this is the mock-up. This doesn't do the back stitching in it because it's Pattern Keeper. Pattern Keeper doesn't do back stitching. So this is Saga. Big piece. And I'm down here. I've been working this arch here and filling in all around it. And this piece has, give or take, 104,000 odd stitches one way or another. Depending, it's just there's an extra row at all the page breaks because of the way it's imported into Pattern Keeper. But that's as long as you're aware of that little glitch, then you're all good. And I'm at 9.16% or thereabouts on this. So why am I stitching this on a daily basis, you might ask yourself? Well, I'm so glad you did ask. Andrew, the runner stitcher, is running a marathon. Poor soul. Why would somebody do that to themselves? It's like I keep saying, the only marathon I would ever do is eat a marathon. And that's showing me age for all those of an age before Snickers became a thing. Anyway, digression. So Andrew's training for this marathon, and as part of alongside the training to support him, he suggested a challenge, a whip into shape, hashtag whip into shape, which I'll link below. And he suggested that for every order your thoughts, Stuart. Something logical, please. He has a training schedule on a spreadsheet. Who doesn't love a spreadsheet? And he has that posted up where you can access it to look at. And it shows you how many miles he's planning to run that day, and then once it's completed, he'll mark it as complete and also indicate how long it took him to run said miles. The idea being that for the number of miles, you would stitch 10 stitches for every mile he runs, or you would stitch, if you don't count stitches, you would stitch for the amount of time it took him to run those miles. So 3 miles, 30 stitches, or half an hour, however long it took him to run. That's a kind of the basic starting point. You can do that, or you can tweak to suit yourself. I tweaked to suit myself, of course I did. And I do 100 stitches every day that he is running. When he has a rest day, I take a day off from Saga, which is quite nice now and again. A change is as good as a rest, as they say. Or a rest is as good as a change. Pick your poison there. So, and the whip that I chose to whip into shape was Saga, which I started a year ago and then put aside and never did anything else on it. And it's come out with its anniversary because I started this at the day retreat from the Scottish Stitching Retreat. And that is looming again this month. We're into August now. So I think it's about 3 weeks' time. Where are we today? This is the 3rd of August. 21 add 3 is 24. It must be 3 weeks today. Oh yes, advance warning, there won't be a video that day. I'll probably do it on the Saturday, I think, because I'll be off at Sparrowfart to go and travel through to Cumbernauld, which is only half an hour away, but I like to be up early and away because make the most of that day. I've paid to be there from 8 till 5. I will be there from 8 till 5. And we're getting fed and watered as well, so it'll be a good day out with friends. Looking forward to it. Anyway, all that to say, it was a year ago around about this time that I started stitching this piece. And now that I've talked about it, you'll be wanting to know what it looks like. Ta-da! Here we are. Hanging threads, hanging threads. Let's just... Right. So this week I finished the pillar. I brought that up and it met. Everything met here, which caused great dances round the room. Happy days, happy clapping. And I'm now just building this up here. Done that little bit of the arch going into the next picture. And I'm now building this up and I'll fill in this gap this week. And then we'll see where we go from there. I'll either start bringing this along, which I probably should do. Got that thread there. That thread's hanging from where it's going to be next. So this has been stitched on 40 count country mocha from Saga. I'm using Silks for You Red PRO34, 1/1 full cross, and I love it. So there's a little bit of back stitching to go in here. I think I'm going to use a sparkly thread for that. One of the sparkly reds that Carol gave me in that wonderful collection of threads you didn't buy me this year. So I think a nice sparkly red would go well in there. What do you think? Comments are always welcome. I think this piece is tremendous. I love it so much. And you're stitching, you get all this lovely detail, all the wee bunnies in the hillside. There's a seahorse as well. I love this border with the birds. The whole thing is just beautiful. I do like it. Can you tell? Right, so that was Saga. And you generally see my progress in that every day because I post it up on Instagram. Andrew must be getting fed up getting tagged. I'll put the details of all of what I said there. I'll put that in the description box below for you as well. Should you decide you want to join in, and please do. This will continue to the end of August, and then Andrew goes and runs his marathon in Sydney. Andrew's in New York, but the marathon is in Sydney. Why not? Why not indeed? Right, what else did I work on this week? So, I spent a wee bit of time on my Pini Pentini piece that I'm doing for my friend next door, who is a great reader. Just one more chapter in the Other Lies I Tell Myself. All we readers know exactly what that means. So I've been making good progress on this, and this will come back out this week because I really must crack on if I want to have this finished before Christmas. So I still have to do a bit of work on it, on the stitching, and then I want to finish it into a book cushion. So this piece of the stitching will be in the front as part of a pocket, and then a cushion cover behind it, which I shall make. I also sourced some nice bookish fabric. So here's where we are. So I finished the banner, which I think you maybe saw, and I finished that first set of books and the coffee mug. And it's looking really good. I'm very pleased how this looks. This is a piece of 32 count something, and the bag for that is hiding under what you are sitting on, so I'm not disturbing you. It was a piece I got from Gail when she gave me a huge bundle of 32 count fabric to play with. So it's a nice kind of, was it purples and greens there? It's lovely actually. It's 32 count. I'm doing it with Royal Broderie. And the effect, I love that effect of the words down there. I think that came out really well against the black. I think that was probably the biggest bit to do, was all that black, that full coverage bit at the bottom. The rest of it should be fairly plain sailing. So there's a chair, I think, with somebody sitting in it. There's, what's at the other side? There's a lamp, more books piled up, a clock, and the wording in an open book somewhere as well. So that won't take too long to get all of that stitched in, will it? So I'm very pleased how that's looking. I'm enjoying stitching that. I think that's my first Pini Pentini piece. I don't think it'll be my last. So that can go away for the time being. Right, and the other piece I worked on, I was desperate to scratch my full coverage itch this week, so I did. Although when you look at this, you wouldn't think there's no much done. Let's have a look. Let's haul you out. I'm looking through my numbers on this. There's not too much done on it. It's not bad though. I think I've got 3 days of work. It's going away today because I need to get back to the piece I've just shown you. But I've got about 3 or 4 days, and this is Honeymoon Sunset by Cross Stitch Studio, which is an Abraham Hunter design, I think. Hang on. View PDF. Yes, it is. This is an Adrian Hunter. Yep, that's the word I'm looking for. And it will look like that one day. Stunning. Oh. Aye, that is it. Aye. A stunning design. I'm down here. If you want to see a lot more of this, go and look at Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter. This is her focus piece this year. And she has done tremendous work on it. She's working in a diagonal over here just now. I think she's gone past the lighthouse and those cottages that are there. Oh, and also she's been dotting all over the place on it as well. She did the palm tree of doom. But it's a stunning piece. It's a biggie. It's not as big as the other one I've got, but it's heading that way. It has no shame. What is it? 869 by 649 with 133 colours. So that gives it, what's it got? 563,000 stitches. So it's kind of just over half the size of the other one. It's still a bloody bedspread. I've done 1,600 odd stitches, which is 0.29%. I'm stitching this on 28 count, 1/1 full cross, and I'm using the called for threads, CXC colours. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying called for. I would never ever dream of recolouring a full coverage. My God, that realised madness. Right, let's see where we are. So I just kept this in this Q-snap as well, just to let you see it. There's a ton of part threads everywhere. Let me just hold those back. Right, there we are. Here's where we're... So where that, what looks like a rectangle with the threads coming up the way, that's what I've been working on this week. I was just filling in up there. And I was very pleased with my progress on that. It's not a lot of progress on it at all yet, but nonetheless, it's looking not bad, is it? I love the detail Betsy gives us. Why is that not coming into focus? Oh, there we go. Now let me take my face out of the way, see if that helps. I'm peering in the corner. Right, well, let's see if I bring... Aye, there we are. Better focus now. That's it. There's a wee flower has crept in. So it's coming on. Anyway, that's going away now. That's had its day in the sun, so to speak. So I'll just set that down there. That'll get taken out his bag, out the frame, put into his bag. Right. So that was this week's stitching. It's not bad. Stitched most days. Thursday was very poor, and it was very much a token effort. Okay, I've put some needle and flung some needle and thread about. So there we are. What else happened this week? I'm just looking. It's a kind of normal week, sort of. Monday, I ordered fridge and freezer replacement shelves. I'd closed the door, or I tried to close the door on the fridge the other day, and the butter shelf up at the top of the fridge, the lid in it, hadn't closed properly, and I was determined this fridge door was going to close, not paying much attention, so that snapped off. So I went on to order a replacement. I was conscious also we needed 2 new freezer drawers as well, so I ordered them at the same time, so that all came this week, so that was alright. The domestic joys of Stuart and Carol. Well, I was away through to see a friend in Motherwell on Friday. Went to see Jenny. So it was a nice catch up with her. She fed and watered me, which is always good. Very good blether, as you can imagine. I've known Jenny for years. I'm teaching her how to crochet, so she's been busy working on her chain. So I've been helping her with that, getting her to sort of loosen up a wee bit. As I said to her, a loose hooker is a good hooker. Make what you will of that statement, but at the time it was appropriate. So she's working, just learning how to do the chain just now. So I think it's more the kind of developing the muscle memory of manoeuvring the hook and how to hold the yarn and all that good stuff. Next time I go to see her, we'll venture into single crochet and see how she goes with that. Right, what's next? Haul. Not a lot of haul to show you today. Sorry, I'm just reaching behind me to grab said haul. So, these are 2 of my fabrics of the month. one for June and one for July, so I'm bang up to date now with Crafty Kate's Fabric of the Month, which is great. So what have we got first? This one is, I kept a wee tag, this is a July one, which is a nice blue. Can you see the sparkle? Oh, you can a wee bit. So there's a nice blue opalescent there. So I take a 28 count, what is it, 28 count something, 28 count fat quarter even weave, because I do like 28 count. So there's that one, which is rather nice. I must be due one from Sparkly soon. There must be the first of the month. I should be getting an invoice soon from Kate for my next one. And I do like this. This is a nice gold colour. This will be the June one, I imagine. It's beautiful. Yep, June Fabric of the Month. Here we are. Again, 28 count even weave fat quarter, and it's opalescent. And it's lovely. I do like that colour. That'd be good for something like the Seaside one from Mirabilia, that out of print one, which I am fortunate enough to have. Yeah, that might look good in it. Something sandy would be good. Right, there we go. So they come in. What else did I get this week? Have I brought them into Pattern Keeper? Oh, I did. Well, I was mad. I bought more full coverage charts. And you're going to yourself, Stuart, why the hell did you do that? Because I did. I've come to the conclusion, or I think I've come to agree with everybody else. There are two distinct sides to our hobby, the stitching and the collecting. I'm a firm subscriber to the collecting part. So Teresa had a 30% sale going at the end of the month there. And I thought, well, it'd be rude not to. So I got myself 3 charts. So I got the Magic Dragon Shop, which is like that. This is the large version of it. When I say large, this is not Heaven and Earth Super Size, which is $9.99 in the long side. This one I think is about $5.50, but it's fine. I have no problem with that. In fact, I'll tell you what it is now if I pull up the right page. PDF. It's $5.50. I think they're all about $5.50 in the long side. Can't remember who the artwork is by for that. Hang on. Artwork by Bigelow Illustrations, whoever they might be. However, they're very good. I like that picture. The next one is artwork by Abraham Hunter. I love his artwork, by the way. This is called Evening Breeze, which is another lovely one. There we go. It's too much reflection going on there. There we are. So I have the piece that's like a companion piece to this. It's on the beach, but from Cross Stitch Studio. Betsy's also charted this one in the Cross Stitch Studio as well. But this is the artsy version. It's very nice. I've no idea when I'm going to start any of these, but I have them now, so I have options, which is always a good thing. And the last one I bought was Country Roads Take Me Home. I love that song. I still do love that song, actually. There's a blast from the past. And that looks like that. Lovely autumnal colours there. I love the colours in this piece. Very idyllic. I suppose if I was ever thinking of Midwest America, for some reason that's the kind of image that comes to mind. I don't know why. And that may be totally fallacious in images, but that's what I think of. My American friends on here, you may correct me. Right, who's the artist for that one? Chuck Pinson. So that was a haul this week. It's not bad at all. Quite happy with that. Right, what have we got next? Shelf of surprises and some charts to show you. Not fully finished, but a finished object. I see. So I'll do the finished one first. I can't remember if I showed you this before when I started my channel, when I was showing you all my finishes. So I'll show you now. This is a Prairie Schooler one. I love Prairie Schooler. I love their ethos, the kind of the vibe it has. And this one is The Night Before Christmas. It's stitched I think this is a 28 count piece of something, the name of which is long gone in history now. It's called The Night Before Christmas. It's their normal kind of colour palette for Santas and things like that, and it's gorgeous. There it is. All these wee Christmas motifs, and Santa and his reindeer up top. And I'm sure one of those got a red nose. Aye, we've got Rudolph. Red nose. I think that's lovely. I'm very happy how that turned out when I finished it. And those motifs on the sides that can look as if they're chopped off, on the back of the chart you get the full version of those, so you can do little ornaments. So I thought I'd share that. If you've seen it before, well, you've seen it again. But for those who are new, you'll never have seen my stitching of this before. So I was very pleased how that turned out. I thought it was very nice. So put that to the side. Right, what's on the shelf today? So we have two charts, two kits to show you. I just put my hand in and pulled them out. Ah, so that's where that card came from. Right, that card needs. Whereas I'd pulled these out last night, just set them aside, and then when I went into my sewing room this morning, there was a thread card sitting, and I was looking at it thinking, what are you from? So I put it to the side thinking, you'll hopefully turn up somewhere with the rest of your friends. And they have, thank goodness. Right, so here's the chart we're looking at this week. This is a Theresa Wetler one. This is Romeo and Juliet. Which is a lovely, lovely piece. Not started this yet, but I've got it all kitted up. So what's in the bag? What's in the bag? You may ask. So we've got the threads. So here's the threads on these nice thread holders. So there's a third one as well. I don't think I've started this one yet. And there's a nice piece of this. Feels like Murano. It's quite thick. No, I haven't started it. This almost feels like card. So there's that there. That came with the kit. What is that anyway? Where's the story? 28 count even weave. And the floss, the beads and the needles. So there's some gold beads in it as well. Oh aye, that's a colour list. So that's the colours before you start blending. That's the original colours. Just to put the text are down there, and then here's the working key, which is something else. Oh, there's the chart. Excuse me a second while I just sort of refresh my memory on the chart. Oh, eyes looking. That's looking readable. So there's the key with all the blends. A fairly typical Theresa Wetler, as you can see. So I'm quite keen to start this, to be honest. I love her borders. There's something about them. So that can go back in there. So I now know there's a stray card of threads in the sewing room, which I will put back into there when I pack this up at the end of the video. Right. So there's that one. I'm still trying to find Lady of Shalott. Anybody knows Lady of Shalott kit? I know I can buy it in patterns online as a PDF. That's not a problem. But I'm desperate to get the kit. I would love to get the kit that's like this. Just because. Oh, there's the beads. Let's get them weighed back in. Yeah. Right. Oh, and the needle. It's going to be one of those days I'm going to be finding things everywhere. Right, the next one is Nevermore, Quoth the Raven. This is Lila's studio, or is it Leela's studio? I think maybe Leela's, I heard somebody say. And the verse in this piece, once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary, quoth the raven, nevermore. Which I think is an Edgar Allan Poe. Isn't it beautiful? I've always liked this piece. And I think I've made a wee start on it if I go digging. So here's the threads. So I kitted this up from 123 Stitch a few years ago. So it's a mixture of Simply Shaker Gentle Arts, Weeks Dye Works and Classic Colourworks. And I'm stitching this on Murky. I think I might have started this if I find it somewhere. Oh yeah, I say started. I'm being very generous in my description there. Bloody hell. Oh, what is this? Is this 40 count? Oh, it is. This is a 40 count feldspar, I think it's called. I'm trying to read the label. There is a label somewhere. Here we are. 40 count feldspar, Newcastle linen. I was only thinking those stitches are tiny. So tiny I've lost them. I have oriented it the right way. I'm looking at that thinking if I get this going the right way. Oh yes, it is right. I must have cut it. I must have calculated so it's just going to fit up this way in the fabric. So there is a tiny start. I wasn't joking when I said tiny. Let me tell you. There's about 3 stitches. That's not even a start. However, it's at least I think I probably just wanted to mark where the start of the project was, so when I pick it up next I can just crack on. But I think when I do pick this up next, I just want to remeasure that and make sure what I've obviously thought about is going to work. So that's a good piece. I do like it. That's a chart. I've always admired that piece since I saw somebody doing it some time ago. I can't remember who that was now, but anyway. So that's on the shelf, and I love it. I love it so much. I've done 3 stitches. That's something. Right. So that was from the shelf. Now, some time ago I'd mentioned my charts, that I would start showing you some of them, and you all seemed quite keen on that idea. So I just put my hand in on the shelf where the charts are, which is below this is another shelf of surprise. This is the charts. And just lifted out a handful, which by sheer chance turned out to be Mirabilia and Nora Corbetts, which is always a nice thing. We all like a bit of Mirabilia in our lives. Well, most of us do anyway. So the first one is the Centerfold Roses, which I bought 2 or 3 years ago, which hasn't been started yet. That's MD54. We've also got Bluebeard's Princess, Mirabella. None of these are started or kitted up, these are just the charts. She's lovely, admiring herself in the mirror there. Vanity of vanity, all is vanity. Thus saith Quoleth the preacher. We have another one. This is from the Spring Garden Party collection, the Pixie Couture, lavender. Nice wee design there. Probably deceptively simple. And we have another one. This is Pixie Couture. This is Daisy. We're talking to Daisy. We're feeding Daisy and Violet next door last night. Cameron was out working, so we'd said would we feed the cats for him that last night, so we did. And Daisy was, as usual, very vocal, very affectionate because she wanted fed. Violet, the Black Shadow, deigned to say hello and allowed us to pet her. Till she decided, okay, enough, feed me. And this one is Fern. So at some point in the sweet by and by I'll get around to stitching these, maybe. And then we've got, what's this called? Water Reeds. Oh, this is in the new format, the cards. Oh, so I'm busy looking at the chart here just to kind of remind myself. Oh, that actually didn't take too long to stitch up if I put my mind to it. Aye, we've all said that before. There she is, rather pretty. So that's the first viewing of charts off the shelf. Not too bad. So we'll continue doing that till I work through everything and remind myself of what's there. You know, it's always a nice surprise to revisit your stash. It's shocking I've got that much. I don't remember quite what's all there. I know in general what's there, and I have a fair idea what I've got. And it's all good fun. So that was the shelf. Plans is the next section. So plans coming for the coming week. Temperature stitching and Saga will continue. Today's catching rays. I think today for Saga it's a rest day, so there'll be no stitching. I think Andrew's having a break. I think he did a long run yesterday, so we'll have a wee break today. And then it'll be Pini Pentini and Ellery's piece, letter E, letter from Mermaids, which I should be able to get a picture if I reach over, because it just happens to be sitting there. That. So I think I'm just going to alternate those now between now and then, for August basically. To see if I can crack on with them. So those are the two pieces you'll probably see lots of this month. Then August 7 and September. So tentative plans so far. I'm thinking maybe sampler September. I could do a sampler a week because I've got lots of samplers which need some attention. So I'm thinking that could be September. October, of course, will be Halloween stitching. Why wouldn't it be? So I could do I've got enough projects. I could do a project a week in October. I just need to start having a wee look through and see which ones I want to bring out. Amanda, if you're watching, remember that piece we started last year in October for Halloween, the Doreen Jones one? That may be resurrected. Just advance warning. That's Amanda Alba Stitcher, who has made a return to a much welcomed return to Flosstube. So if you've not watched Amanda Alba Stitcher, I'll link her below. Please give her a watch. I must just write that down actually, so as I remember to tag her. What else is there? So that was October, November. We're probably coming up to December at that point, so we'll start kind of merging into Christmas stitching maybe. Who knows? I'll have a look. I've certainly got plenty of stuff to stitch for Christmas. I love Christmas designs. I've got tons of full coverage for Christmas that we could probably do to sit in the stand and get some work. Which leads me nicely into next year's plan. So I'd mentioned, and this seemed to have some support from the comments last week, that next year's thinking of doing a month of full coverage and a month of non-full coverage. And in the full coverage month, I'm fleshing these ideas out now, because I think this is probably what will happen, certainly at the start of the year, and see how it goes. I'll still do my temperature stitching, but other than that, I would do 2 weeks of a new start full coverage and 2 weeks on a whip, and that would get things moving, I think, in my full coverage world. And then I'd apply the same process for non-full coverage, so 2 weeks in a new start and 2 weeks in a whip. So it's probably going to be most of my fancy ladies, I think, next year, which have been languishing. I've just realised what I could do in November. Actually, I'm not going to pull out because it's underneath some other frames, and that way lies disaster. I'm no way I'm doing that while I'm recording. Is Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor. That could come out in November because that hasn't seen the light of day for a wee while. And I've got a chatelaine that I'm desperate to get back to, but again, I need that is worthy of a good 2 weeks worth of stitching. So that could be maybe November stitching chatelaine and Rosewood, the Autumn Quakers. Thoughts, plans. What do you think of that for November then? Poison Garden Mandala. Which again, if you want to see some more progress in that, go and watch Mad Morty. Again, I'll link her below. She's about to get mentioned again anyway. Or is she? We'll see. She's got some videos up of her progress in Poison Garden Mandala, and it's looking really good. So have a look at that for another. She's busy working her way in the Vicenta and beading as she goes. That woman is brave. So that could be November sorted. That's a good idea actually, Stuart. Well done. Pat in the back. Right. So I think that's everything. So if that's all the stitching I'm going to talk about this week. So if that's everything that you're interested in, well, thanks for being here with me. As always, please do comment. Let me know what you're working on. Share. Sharing is good in our community. and I'll be back with you next week. If you want to hear more about bags and my bag making journey and my fabrics, then hang about, because that's coming up next. Right, let me put this to the side and let me haul things over. So I've made a couple of bags this week. One's away, one arrived yesterday, and the lady in question is delighted with her bag. So she tells me she posted up on Instagram, which is lovely. I'll put a wee picture here somewhere. It probably will be there. That's at the 50-minute time mark. So let me just write that down. I'm going to have to scroll through this thinking, okay, I was going to post something. Where was it? I don't want a finger in the air, nothing hanging about. For bag. Which you will see, and I've got, if you're interested in that, I've got more of that fabric left. That was, sorry, I'm just reaching for the fabric. That was this kind of haunted house gothic style thing. It actually made a lovely bag. I was very pleased. As you will see when I put it up, obviously it made a lovely bag. I stitched the thing. This bag was made yesterday. This will get posted tomorrow. A lovely coffee fabric. This is one of my big bags. This is 17 by 15, and it's came together rather nicely. Very pleased with that. And these are lined with a nice cream calico, fully lined, all seams hidden, as if by magic. Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch's tutorial, which I learned from about 2 or 3 years ago, is amazing. So that one was made. So I've got more of that coffee fabric left if anybody's interested. So what other fabric do I have? Well, quite a bit actually. There's a good variety of stuff hanging about here. So I've just shown you this kind of Victorian Gothic house style thing. It kind of reminds me of Charmed, the Sister's House in Charmed. Do we all remember Charmed? Did we all watch Charmed? Oh, there's a number of people that have read the Bulgariad and the Mallorean. Thank you for sharing that. It was lovely to read the comments around those books. So I'm delighted with that. We've got some chickadees and pink flowers. This is a nice cheery fabric. I like chickadees. Is it My Sweet Chickadee, Mae West? I love a Mae West film. That woman's one-liners or something else. None of which are fit for repeating in Flosstube. I think I would get drummed out the brownies for that. We have some nice fresh strawberries, if you're into strawberries. That makes a nice bag actually. So there's that. There's enough of these to make full fabric bags or a vinyl bag if that's your bag. I must stop saying that, that's a dreadful pun. Some nice ditzy flowers. So these can all be mixed and matched with each other as well, if you fancy to kind of. So the bags don't all need to be the same fabric front and back. They can be mixed and matched to your taste. Well, this is a bag that went out today earlier in the week. Or was it? Oh, no, there's the one with the green on it because I had 2 versions of this fabric. So there's that one and there's this one as well, which has got a bit more green on it. It's the same design. That's my favourite Japanese peacock fabric, which I absolutely love. It's got a bit of sparkle in it as well. There's a bit of glitter going on there, so if you like glittery things, that's the one for you. Some nice abstract, for want of a better word, which has got a nice gold sparkle on it as well. I like that. It's nice colours. And what else have we got? Oh, there's Wednesday's starting this week on Wednesday, funnily enough. So this came to mind. So, not quite sure why. I think that's quite fun. That stitches up nicely. Roses and spiders. So there you go. Nice kind of hibiscus, I think, or something of that ilk. It's nice and spring-like and fresh. So there you go. Something dropped, excuse me a second. The balding head. And we have tulips from Amsterdam. So like I said, all of these are sufficient to make a full fabric bag or a vinyl fronted with glittery vinyl. No expense spared in this house. I've also got, this is quite a different fabric. This is like a tapestry carpet bag fabric of one of my favourite William Morris designs. The Strawberry Thief. It's quite a heavy fabric. It's like for curtains and things like that, but it does stitch up to make a very nice bag. It's a bit more expensive, that one though, because it's the fabric's a bit more pricey, but it's a lovely, lovely fabric. If you want to see that made up, go and watch Amanda Alba Stitcher a couple of videos ago. I think I'd made one. She'd asked me to make one for her, and she showed it in her video, so you'll see it there if you're interested. So that's the fabrics I have just now. I will be ordering some more in a couple of weeks' time when I get paid again. When's payday for pensioner? It's the 17th, but that's the weekend. I think I get paid the Friday before this month, which means it's going to be a 5-weekend month. Oh well, swings and roundabouts. It is what it is. If you're interested in a bag from me, then please do get in touch. Instagram or email, the link's below. We can have a chat about fabrics, costs, and then I'll get a bag stitched up for you. I never take the money up front, always wait till I've stitched the bag and I'll send you a picture. And if you're happy with that picture, then you can pay me and the bag's yours. I send it out, track 24, Royal Mail pick it up the following morning, and it wends its way to wherever you live. I'm open to talking about sending them abroad. I have sent a couple of bags to America. The postage is a bit more expensive. It's roughly about £14–15, whatever that works out in your currency. But it can be done. So I think that's all I've got for you today. We're nearly an hour, that's fine. I hope you found that last wee bit interesting if you hung around to see the fabrics I've got for bags. Coffee bag post tomorrow. So that should be with its new owner Tuesday, hopefully, if Royal Mail are up to scratch. I'll be back next Sunday to come and spend more time with you, talk about my stitching. I hope you have a good week, get lots of stitching done, happy stitching, and see you next Sunday. Bye.